and safer. Today we're taking a deep dive into Beautyhouse.com, a fragrance and beauty retailer that's been generating quite a bit of buzz in the beauty community. But the big question everyone's asking is Beautyhouse.com legit, or is it just another online scam waiting to take your money? Over the next 45 minutes, we're going to thoroughly investigate this website, examine their products, analyze customer reviews, and give you our final verdict on whether you should trust Beautyhouse.com with your hard-earned cash. So grab a cup of coffee, settle in, and let's get started with this comprehensive review. First, let's talk about what Beautyhouse.com actually is and what they claim to offer. According to their website, Beautyhouse is the online retail subsidiary of a major beauty distribution company with over 30 years of industry expertise. They position themselves as a wholesale operation that extends their expertise directly to consumers, promising authentic designer and niche fragrances at competitive prices. When you first land on their homepage, you're greeted with a sleek, modern design that immediately showcases their featured fragrances. The site has a professional appearance with high-quality product images and what appears to be a well-organized layout. They're currently featuring fragrances like Island Dreams, various Maison Alhambra products, Legion Parfums, and even some Louis Vuitton fragrances. The company claims to specialize in both mainstream and niche fragrances, offering everything from popular designer scents to hard-to-find artisanal perfumes. They emphasize their direct relationships with brands and designers, claiming this eliminates middlemen and allows them to pass savings directly to customers. This sounds appealing, but as we've learned from investigating other online retailers, bold claims require careful scrutiny. Now let's examine their key website pages to understand how they operate and what they promise customers. Starting with their About page, Beautyhouse presents itself as having deep industry roots and wholesale expertise. They claim to have built relationships directly with brands and manufacturers, which they say allows them to offer authentic products at wholesale prices. Their product catalog is quite extensive, featuring fragrances from both well-known designers and niche houses. You'll find everything from Tom Ford and Creed to smaller artisanal brands like Gritty, Misancer, and The Harmonist. The variety is impressive, and they seem to cater to fragrance enthusiasts who are looking for both popular and hard-to-find scents. One important page we need to examine is their Authenticity Guarantee page. This is crucial because counterfeit fragrances are a major problem in online retail. Beautyhouse claims to guarantee not just variety but also the quality and authenticity of every product they deliver. They state that their direct relationships with brands mean no middlemen, and that all inventory is inspected upon arrival at their warehouse. The Authenticity Guarantee page explains their quality control process, stating that they have strict protocols in place to ensure every product meets their standards. They claim to work only with authorized distributors and brand partners, which is exactly what you'd want to hear from a legitimate fragrance retailer. Moving to their shipping and return policies, Beautyhouse offers standard shipping options with tracking information provided for all orders. They claim to process orders quickly and provide updates throughout the shipping process. Their return policy allows for returns within a specified time frame, though like most fragrance retailers, they have restrictions on open products due to hygiene and safety regulations. Their customer service section provides multiple contact methods, including phone support and email. They list a toll-free number and claim to have knowledgeable staff who can help with product questions and order issues. The availability of phone support is generally a good sign, as scam sites typically avoid providing direct contact methods. Now let's dive into their product pages to see how they present their fragrances and what information they provide to customers. When you click on individual products, you're presented with detailed descriptions, pricing information, and multiple product images. The descriptions are comprehensive, often including fragrance notes, brand information, and usage recommendations. The product pages include customer reviews and ratings, which can be helpful for making purchasing decisions. However, we always recommend taking on-site reviews with a grain of salt, as these can be manipulated by unscrupulous retailers. The real test comes from independent review platforms, which we'll examine later in this video. Pricing on Beautyhouse appears competitive, with many fragrances offered at what they claim are wholesale prices. They frequently run sales and promotions, advertising significant discounts on popular fragrances. While competitive pricing can be attractive, it's important to verify that these prices are realistic and not too good to be true, which is often a red flag for counterfeit products. The website's functionality appears solid, with a working search feature, proper categorization of products, and a functional shopping cart system. The checkout process seems straightforward, accepting major credit cards and providing secure payment processing. These technical aspects are important indicators of a legitimate operation. One thing we noticed is that Beautyhouse offers both popular mainstream fragrances and harder-to-find niche options. This combination can be appealing to fragrance enthusiasts, but it also raises questions about sourcing. Legitimate retailers typically specialize in one area or the other, so offering such a wide range requires careful verification of their supply chain. Now let's evaluate the overall website design and user experience. The site has a modern, professional appearance that doesn't immediately scream scam. The navigation is intuitive, product images are high quality, and the overall layout is clean and organized. These are positive signs, though we've seen scam sites with impressive designs, so appearance alone isn't enough to determine legitimacy. The website loads quickly and appears to be mobile-friendly, which shows attention to user experience. They've included proper legal pages, like privacy policies and terms of service, which legitimate businesses are required to maintain. However, the real test of any online retailer comes from customer experiences and independent verification. Moving on to what we found when researching Beautyhouse.com across various review platforms and forums. This is where things get interesting, and we start to see the real picture of how this company operates. Starting with Trustpilot, which is one of the most respected review platforms for online businesses, Beautyhouse has received mixed reviews from customers. The platform shows they have received feedback from over 140 customers, which gives us a decent sample size to work with. Looking at the positive reviews, many customers praise the authenticity of products, fast shipping times, and competitive pricing. Several reviewers mentioned receiving genuine fragrances that matched their expectations. Some customers appreciated the wide selection of both mainstream and niche fragrances, noting that they were able to find hard to obtain. Since, however, the negative reviews reveal some concerning patterns. Some customers have complained about receiving products that didn't match their orders, delayed shipping times, and difficulty reaching customer service. A few reviewers questioned the authenticity of certain products, though these claims are difficult to verify without laboratory testing. One particular review caught our attention where a customer mentioned ordering from what appears to be a similar named company and receiving completely different products than what they ordered. This highlights the importance of verifying you're dealing with the correct website and not a copycat operation. The overall Trustpilot rating for Beautyhouse appears to be in the middle range, neither exceptionally high nor alarmingly low. This mixed feedback is actually quite common for online fragrance retailers, as the industry faces ongoing challenges with customer satisfaction and authenticity concerns. We also found discussions about Beautyhouse on Reddit, particularly in fragrance-focused communities. Reddit users tend to be quite candid about their shopping experiences, making it a valuable resource for research. In fragrance subreddits, we found several threads discussing Beautyhouse, with users sharing both positive and negative experiences. Some Reddit users reported receiving authentic products and being satisfied with their purchases. They appreciated the competitive pricing and the ability to find certain niche fragrances that are harder to locate elsewhere. However, other Reddit users expressed skepticism about some aspects of the business. A few mentioned concerns about pricing that seemed too good to be true for certain high-end fragrances. Others questioned the company's claims about direct brand relationships, noting that some luxury brands have very restrictive distribution policies. What's interesting about the Reddit discussions is that they often include detailed comparisons between products purchased from Beautyhouse and the same fragrances bought from authorized retailers. These comparisons can be quite revealing, though they're limited by the fact that fragrance formulations can vary over time and between different markets. Some Reddit users also discussed their experiences with customer service, with reports ranging from helpful and responsive to difficult to reach. This inconsistency in service quality is concerning and something potential customers should be aware of. One thing that came up repeatedly in Reddit discussions was the question of gray market goods. Gray market products are authentic items that are sold outside of authorized distribution channels. While these products are genuine, they may not come with the same warranties or support as products sold through authorized retailers. Now let's look at what other review sites and scam checking services have found when analyzing Beautyhouse.com. These automated analysis tools can provide insights into the technical and business aspects of a website that might not be obvious to casual observers. Scam Detector, which is a respected website analysis service, has evaluated Beautyhouse.com and given it what they describe as a trustworthy rating. Their algorithm considers factors like domain age, SSL certificates, social media presence, and various technical indicators that can signal whether a site is legitimate or potentially fraudulent. According to their analysis, Beautyhouse.com scores well on most technical indicators. The site has proper SSL encryption for secure transactions, has been registered for a reasonable amount of time, and shows signs of genuine business activity. These are all positive indicators that suggest the site is likely legitimate rather than a quick cash scam operation. Scam Advisor, another website verification service, has also analyzed Beautyhouse and provided a generally positive assessment. They note that the website appears to be operated by a legitimate business and shows proper business registration and contact information. However, both services note some areas of concern. The wide range of products offered, from mainstream to highly exclusive niche fragrances, raises questions about sourcing and authenticity that can't be fully verified through automated analysis. They recommend customers exercise normal caution when making purchases. What's particularly interesting is that these analysis services have looked at similar websites with similar names and found varying levels of legitimacy. This underscores the importance of making sure you're dealing with the correct website and not a copycat or fraud operation. The technical analysis shows that Beautyhouse.com has invested in proper website infrastructure, security certificates, and business registration requirements. While this doesn't guarantee perfect customer service or product authenticity, it does suggest they're operating as a legitimate business rather than a fly-by-night scam. We also researched whether Beautyhouse has had any significant complaints filed with consumer protection agencies or business bureaus. While we didn't find major red flags in this area, the fragrance industry in general has ongoing issues with counterfeit products and unauthorized distribution, so consumers should always remain vigilant. Let's talk about some specific red flags and green flags we've identified during our investigation. Understanding these indicators can help you make better decisions not just about Beautyhouse, but about any online fragrance retailer. Starting with the green flags, or positive indicators we've observed. Beautyhouse has a professional website with proper SSL encryption and security measures. They provide multiple contact methods, including a phone number, which scam sites typically avoid. The site has been operational for a reasonable period, suggesting some business stability. They offer detailed product descriptions and appear to have actual inventory, rather than just drop shipping from unknown sources. Their pricing, while competitive, isn't so dramatically low as to immediately suggest counterfeit goods. They have presence on review platforms and social media, showing some level of customer engagement. The company provides an authenticity guarantee and has detailed policies regarding returns and customer service. These policies, while not perfect, show an attempt to operate professionally and address customer concerns. Now for the red flags or concerning indicators. The extremely wide range of products, from mass market to ultra-exclusive niche fragrances, raises questions about their supply chain and sourcing methods. Some customer reviews mention receiving incorrect products or having difficulty with customer service. The pricing on some high-end fragrances seems potentially too good to be true, which could indicate gray market goods or potentially counterfeit products. Some customers have reported issues with product authenticity, though these claims are difficult to independently verify. There's also the general challenge of the online fragrance market, where counterfeit products are common, and even well-intentioned retailers can sometimes be deceived by their own suppliers. What about their social media presence and community engagement? Legitimate businesses typically maintain active social media accounts and engage with their customer base. Beautyhouse does have social media presence, though it's somewhat limited compared to some other fragrance retailers. Their social media accounts show product promotions and customer interactions. which are positive signs. However, the level of engagement could be higher for a company that claims to have significant industry experience and customer base. We also looked at their email marketing and newsletter practices. They do offer newsletter subscriptions and seem to send regular promotional emails to customers. This ongoing communication is typically a good sign, as scam operations usually disappear quickly rather than maintaining long-term customer relationships. Let's discuss the specific products they offer and how they compare to what you'd find at authorized retailers. Beautyhouse claims to offer both mainstream designer fragrances and niche artisanal perfumes from various houses around the world. For mainstream brands like Tom Ford, Creed, and other luxury houses, their pricing appears competitive with other online retailers, though sometimes significantly lower than official brand websites. This price difference could be explained by wholesale purchasing, promotional pricing, or gray market sourcing. The niche fragrance selection is particularly interesting, as they claim to offer products from exclusive houses like Gritty, Mizensir, and The Harmonist. These brands typically have very selective distribution, so the availability of these products raises questions about their sourcing methods. We attempted to verify some of their product claims by comparing their offerings to official brand websites and authorized retailers. In some cases, the products and descriptions matched perfectly. In others, there were minor discrepancies that could be explained by different market formulations or packaging variations. One thing that stood out is their frequent sales and promotional pricing. While sales are common in retail, the frequency and depth of discounts on luxury fragrances is somewhat unusual and could indicate gray market sourcing or overstock situations. Now let's talk about shipping and fulfillment, which is often where legitimate retailers distinguish themselves from scam operations. Based on customer reviews and our research, Beautyhouse appears to have actual inventory and ships products from their own warehouse rather than drop shipping. Most customers report receiving tracking information and having their orders fulfilled within reasonable time frames. This is a positive indicator, as scam sites often have shipping issues or never ship products at all. However, some customers have reported delays or issues with their shipments, which isn't unusual for online retailers, but does suggest that their fulfillment process isn't perfect. The key question is whether they resolve these issues professionally when they occur. Their packaging appears to be professional, with products arriving in appropriate protective materials. Several customers mentioned receiving items in good condition, which suggests they're taking care with order fulfillment. Let's address the elephant in the room: fragrance authenticity. This is the biggest concern for anyone buying fragrances online, especially from retailers offering significant discounts on luxury products. Beautyhouse claims to guarantee authenticity and states that they work directly with brands and authorized distributors. However, verifying these claims is challenging without direct access to their supply chain documentation. Some customers have reported receiving products that they believe to be authentic, matching the scent and packaging of products purchased from authorized retailers. Others have raised questions about certain purchases, though it's worth noting that fragrance formulations can vary between different markets and production batches. The fragrance industry has ongoing issues with counterfeits, and even legitimate retailers can sometimes be deceived by sophisticated fake products. This makes it crucial for customers to understand the risks involved in purchasing from any non-authorized retailer. What's our assessment of their customer service based on available information? Customer service quality appears to be inconsistent based on the reviews we've seen. Some customers report positive experiences with helpful and responsive support staff, while others mention difficulty reaching customer service or unsatisfactory resolution of issues. They do provide multiple contact methods, including phone support, which is more than many online retailers offer. However, the mixed reviews suggest that service quality may depend on the specific representative or the nature of the issue. For a business claiming 30 years of industry experience, you'd expect more consistently positive customer service reviews. This inconsistency is concerning and something potential customers should factor into their decision-making process. Let's talk about their return and refund policies, which are crucial for online fragrance purchases. Beautyhouse does allow returns within a specified time frame, though like most fragrance retailers, they have restrictions on open products. Some customers have reported successful returns and refunds, while others mention complications with the return process. The key issue seems to be communication and processing times rather than outright refusal to honor returns. Their policy appears to be in line with industry standards, though the execution based on customer feedback could be improved. This is an area where they could distinguish themselves from competitors by providing exceptional service. Based on all our research, what's our final verdict on Beautyhouse.com? This is where we synthesize everything we've learned and provide our honest assessment of whether this retailer is legit or should be avoided. The evidence suggests that Beautyhouse.com is likely a legitimate business rather than an outright scam. They have proper business registration, professional website infrastructure, actual customer reviews spanning a significant time period, and appear to fulfill orders rather than simply taking money and disappearing. However, legitimate doesn't necessarily mean perfect or recommended. There are several areas of concern that potential customers should carefully consider before making purchases. The wide range of products they offer, from mainstream to ultra-exclusive niche fragrances, raises questions about their sourcing methods. While they claim direct brand relationships, some of their inventory may come from gray market sources, which means authentic products sold outside authorized distribution channels. Gray market goods are genuine products, but they may not come with the same warranties, customer support, or return policies as products sold through authorized retailers. They also can't guarantee the storage conditions or age of these products. Customer service appears to be inconsistent, which is problematic for an industry where product questions and issues are common. While some customers report positive experiences, others mention difficulties that suggest the company may be overwhelmed or understaffed. The pricing, while attractive, should be approached with some skepticism. Dramatically low prices on luxury fragrances can indicate several things: gray market sourcing, overstock situations, or potentially counterfeit products. While we haven't found definitive evidence of counterfeit sales, the pricing does raise questions. Our recommendation is that Beautyhouse.com appears to be a legitimate business, but customers should approach purchases with appropriate caution. Consider starting with smaller, less expensive orders to test their service quality before making larger purchases. For mainstream fragrances where authenticity is less of a concern, they may be a reasonable option if you're comfortable with potentially gray market products. For expensive niche fragrances where authenticity and product condition are crucial, you may want to stick with authorized retailers despite the higher prices. Always pay with credit cards or PayPal to ensure purchase protection, and keep detailed records of your orders. Be prepared for potentially inconsistent customer service, and don't expect the same level of support you'd receive from authorized brand retailers. If you do decide to purchase from Beautyhouse, pay attention to product packaging, scent quality, and longevity compared to products you've purchased from authorized sources. Any significant differences should be reported and could indicate authenticity issues. For fragrance enthusiasts who prioritize authenticity and customer service above all else, we'd recommend sticking with authorized retailers, brand boutiques, or well-established fragrance houses with proven track records. However, if you're comfortable with some level of risk in exchange for potentially significant savings, and you're experienced enough with fragrances to identify authenticity issues, Beautyhouse may be worth considering for certain purchases. The bottom line is that while Beautyhouse.com appears to be legitimate in the sense that they're a real business that fulfills orders, there are enough concerns about sourcing, customer service, and authenticity that we can't give them an unqualified recommendation. In the online fragrance world, there are always trade-offs between price, authenticity guarantees, and customer service. Beautyhouse seems to fall into the category of retailers that offer attractive pricing but require customers to accept some level of additional risk. Our advice is to do your homework, start small if you decide to try them, and always prioritize your own financial protection when making online purchases. The fragrance community is generally helpful in sharing experiences, so consider consulting fragrance forums and groups before making significant purchases from any non-authorized retailer. What do you think about Beautyhouse.com based on our investigation? Have you had experiences with them or similar online fragrance retailers? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below, as your real-world feedback helps other viewers make informed decisions. Don't forget to like this video if it helped you. Subscribe to our channel for more retailer investigations and consumer protection content, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss our latest reviews. We're always working to help you shop smarter and avoid scams in the increasingly complex world of online retail. Thanks for watching, and remember, when it comes to online shopping, especially for luxury goods like fragrances, it's always better to be cautious and informed rather than sorry. We'll see you in the next video, where we'll be investigating another online retailer that's been generating buzz in the beauty community. Until then, shop safe and stay informed.